Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We are in the month of Ramadan and we are in the second half of Ramadan, which is called the session of forgiveness. And we are talking about charity. कि चैरिटी देना कितना ज़रूरी है, सदका और खैरात करना कितना ज़रूरी है, इसकी अहमियत क्या है। आज हम हदीस पाक से इसको समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. We will go through hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to understand the importance of charity, how important it is to give charity. So it is narrated by Imam Muslim, and Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrated that Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, "Indeed, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, ए इब्ने आदम, मैं बीमार हुआ और तूने मेरी मजाज पुरसी नहीं की." बंदा अर्ज करेगा, ए परवरदिगार, मैं तेरी बीमार पुरसी कैसे करता जबकि तू खुद तमाम जहानों का पालने वाला है। इरशाद होगा, क्या तुझे मालूम नहीं कि मेरा फलां बंदा बीमार हुआ और तूने उसकी मजाज पुरसी नहीं की? क्या तू नहीं जानता कि अगर तू उसकी बीमार पुरसी करता तो मुझे उसके पास मौजूद पाता? सुबहान अल्लाह. First thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said here, and Prophet ﷺ mentioned in hadith, this is narrated by Muslim, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment will ask, "O son of Adam, I was sick, you didn't pay me visit." The person will reply, "O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, O my Lord, how can I visit you and how could you be sick? You are pure from all these diseases, all sicknesses. How could I visit you and how could you be sick?" Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reply, "Don't you know that my person was ill in your community, in your neighborhood, in your society, and you didn't pay him visit? Don't you know that if you visited him, you will find me there?" Means you will find my reward with that person, visiting that person. Subhanallah. How important it is to visit a sick person. Visit mean look after, not just visit and go and just see. बीमार को जाके देख के बार बार उसको तंग करना नहीं. उसका मतलब है उसकी तीमारदारी करना, उसकी हाजात को पूछना, उसकी ट्रीटमेंट में उस हिस्सादार बनना, पूछना कि मैं तुम्हारे लिए क्या कर सकता हूँ. This is what that mean is. Second thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment will say, "ए इब्ने आदम, मैंने तुझसे खाना तलब किया और तूने मुझे खाना नहीं खिलाया." बंदा अर्ज करेगा, ए परवरदिगार, मैं तुझे खाना कैसे खिलाता जबकि तू तो खुद तमाम जहानों का पालनहार है, पालने वाला है. इरशाद होगा, क्या तुझे नहीं मालूम कि मेरा फलां बंदा तुझसे खाना मांगने आया था और तूने उसे खाना नहीं खिलाया? क्या तू नहीं जानता अगर तू उसे खाना खिलाता तो उसका सवाब मेरी बारगाह से पाता? O son of Adam, on the day of judgment, Allah will ask, I was hungry. How important is that look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala putting his own self in front of that person who is demanding food. Allah will ask, "O son of Adam, I was hungry, you didn't feed me." The person will say, "O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how could I feed you? You are the Malik, you are the owner, you are the Rabb, you are the sustainer, you are the one who give everything to us. How could I feed you?" Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, "Don't you know that somebody came to your doorstep? A call came to you that there is a hungry person. He is hungry, he needs food. Feed him." Somebody was encouraging you. Somebody was telling you that on that part of world, Pakistan or India or whatever, wherever there is hunger, people are hungry in Palestine. Feed them. But you didn't feed him. If you feed him, you will find my reward by feeding that person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala putting his own self, although he is pure from all these weaknesses, all in front of these people to show the importance of sadaqah, charity. Third and the last thing, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask, "O Ibn Adam, मैंने तुझसे पानी मांगा और तूने मुझे पानी नहीं पिलाया." "O son of Adam, I asked you for water, you didn't water me." बंदा अर्ज करेगा, person will reply, "परवरदिगार, मैं तुझे पानी कैसे पिला सकता हूँ जबकि तू तो खुद रब्बुल आलमीन है, How could I water you, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, although you are the one who gives me water? इरशाद होगा, मेरा फलां बंदे ने तुझसे पानी मांगा और तूने उसे पानी नहीं पिलाया. Don't you know that that person came to you and he was thirsty, he was asking for water? क्या तुझे मालूम नहीं कि अगर तू उसे पानी पिलाता तो इसका सवाब तुझे मेरी बारगाह से मिलता? Don't you know that if you would watered him, you will find my reward by watering that person. You will find me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, in metaphorical sense. Is there any other worship that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes up to this instant that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that you will find me hungry, thirsty, or sick? Is there any other worship? No. There is nothing which is equal to feeding, giving food to people, giving water to people, okay, looking after them when they are sick. So we are getting the importance of charity from this hadith by learning this hadith. So how important is that? How important this act is doing charity and looking after people. So we are in the month of Ramadan. We need to give charity, my brothers and sisters. That's why we practice this roza. By keeping ourselves hungry and thirsty, we trying to learn this lesson that look, those people who can't afford 11 months, they spend their whole life by doing this practice. So you need to feed them. You need